keep seeing the same pattern over and over again, knit by what seems like everybody, and you feel like you're missing out. There may be reasons why you don't want to jump on those FOMO, fear of missing out, bandwagons and knit that project just because everybody else is. I'm Nicole from Nicole Knows Knitting. Today we're going to dive into the world of popular patterns, specifically 5 patterns that are extremely popular that I will not knit, and one that is trending like crazy that I absolutely will knit. So grab your knitting, perhaps join me in a cocktail. I've got my trusty martini right here, and let's get into it. Okay, it's gonna sound like I have a lot of harsh opinions about these designs, but really this video is all about how to make objective decisions about what you're going to knit. I'm not here to throw shade on any of these patterns, and I'm definitely not here to tell you not to knit them. I'm here to tell you why I won't knit them, why they're not right for me, and why you might want to think twice about knitting something just because it's popular. So if you need to disagree with me down in the comments, that's totally fine. Just please be kind and friendly about it because I'm delicate. Shut up, Oscar. Number 1. First off, Petite Knits Sophie scarf. I have seen this everywhere. I have seen multiple podcasts where people have talked about it and they've knit lots of them and they absolutely love it. Now, before you send a mob of angry villagers with torches and pitchforks after me, I want you to hear me out on this one. I know that this pattern is well loved. All you have to do is look at these stats. It's been knit a lot and people are knitting multiples and they're really enjoying it. You may have knit one and been delighted with what you knit, but that's not the point of this video. The point is I won't knit this because I won't wear it. It looks so cute on some people, tied up around their neck. Adorable. I do not like things tied up around my neck. I do not like fabric bunched up right around my neck. I often wear V-necks for this very reason because I like some open space right here. I'm just uncomfortable with stuff around my neck. I don't think it flatters me particularly. Yes, I absolutely could knit this as a gift for people. And it's obviously a very well-designed and simple pattern that's great for quick gift knitting. And it's also pretty basic, which is really good for beginner knitters. But for me, I need something a little more something. Otherwise, I'm just going to get so bored with it. And I know it's not a lot of commitment to knit this particular project, but I still need a little something extra to keep me interested while I'm knitting it. Having said that, this particular pattern doesn't use up a lot of yardage. I think max it's about 150 yards, maybe less. So if you wanted to splurge on a really bougie, spendy kind of yarn like a cashmere or Kiviot or something like that, this might be the project to do it. Or if you wanted to really spoil somebody in your life who you know likes to wear things tied up around their necks, this is the quick Christmas gift with a special yarn that would do the job. So the bottom line on this pattern is to consider your skill level and your desire for growth. Think about how quickly you get bored and if this is actually something you're going to wear. This pattern is so popular, I have been tempted to knit it just because people are raving about it so much. So just be careful and don't get sucked into, but Mom, all my friends are knitting it. You'll thank me later. Number 2. Ranunculus sweater. Every time I turn around, I see somebody talking about the ranunculus sweater. There are two versions of it. There's a heavier, more wintry weight version, and there's this very light and airy lace weight version. The heavy, boxy version of the sweater does not appeal to me. Here's what the schematic looks like. This big, boxy shape with a low, deep armhole is not something that I feel flatters my figure. I am short-ish. I'm 5'4". I'm pretty curvy. I've got a bust. I've got hips. And I have a defined waistline. I don't have the waistline I once had. And I don't mind wearing a boxy shape. Like the sweater I have on right now is a boxy shape, but you can see how short this armhole depth is. It's only really as deep as the thickness of my arm, which ensures that I actually have some visible space between my arm and my body. An armhole that comes down here, like you can see in this schematic, just does not work for me. It just makes me look just big all the way around, even in the space where I'm not. I really want something to show that I have a bit of a defined waist. It's just that touch more flattering for me. All kinds of figures are going to be different. Some people, even if they have a defined waist, want a big, loose, oversized look in their garment. In that case, it's a well-designed sweater. I bought the pattern because I wanted to look at the schematics, and I'm looking through this pattern. It's extremely well written, and it walks you through how to use both weights. I was quite tempted by the linen lace weight version. It's just so pretty, but when I really thought about it hard, I knew I wouldn't wear it. And this version right here in the two shades with the pink and the white, spectacular. I got a little obsessed about it for a while, and I thought, oh, maybe I should knit this sweater. But then again, I went and looked at the shape of the garment and realized that it's just a loose, like drop shouldered top with it not fitted at all, not in the sleeve, not down the sides. And I knew that even if I knit it and it looked beautiful and I loved it, that I wasn't going to wear it. So once more, when you're pattern selecting, there are lots of beautiful patterns, but think about what you actually wear and what you feel beautiful and confident in. And just try to steer yourself towards those patterns and use some self-control. All right. Number 3, this is going to be quick and simple. Headbands. I cannot wear headbands because I have a weird shaped head. My head is kind of flat from front to back, and my hair is very slippery. And so if I put a headband on, it just slides right off. Or it slides down onto my face, or it just slides off the back. I kind of have nothing to hold it in place. Maybe if I had a cute little pony, there was a time when I had more hair and I could do a little up pony or something that would hold it, or even a down one that would hold it in place, that could work. But alas, that is not my hairstyle. I'm maybe never going to have hair like that again. And as cute as these headbands look on people, and again, yep, this is a good project that is relatively quick and easy. That little twist that people are putting in them is a clever little thing that it's a little bit extra from just a straight up garter stitch headband. So think about it for gift knitting, but make sure that the person you knit it for would actually wear a headband like this. I wish I could wear it because bad hair days, man, headbands like this for bad hair days would be great. They just don't work for me, so I don't knit them. Okay, 4, the beanie. Beanies are everywhere, and for good reason. They're quick to knit. They can be done in all kinds of different colors and patterns. They're great gift knitting. These are two beanies that are extremely popular. You can see by the stats down here how many times they've been knit and how many queues they're sitting in. I couldn't wear either of these, not and look at myself in the mirror. I have to admit, I have knit a lot of hats and beanies. And you know what? Out of all of these, there are only a couple of them that I actually wear. I don't wear this one. 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 I don't wear this one, even though how cute is that? It's a Franklin habit. So cute. I don't wear this one. I do wear these guys. And here's the thing for me. I need a hat with a bit of fullness around my head, again, because I have a bit of a weird shaped head. And this was even more true when I had really short hair. Most beanies made me look like I had no hair and really kind of made my glasses stand out too much. So I needed something to, I know I'm not wearing this right. It's got to go back a bit on my head, right? That's how you wear them. So I needed a little something to kind of fill things in. The best hat shape for me, I do wear these guys. I love my marled hats. We're going to talk about marling one day. The best hat shapes for me are the ones that are more like a bucket hat like this. See, with a little bit of brim coming out, it kind of balances me out better, right? Also, this is one that I crocheted. This is one I really love. It's so cute. I mean, look at this. Look how cute that is, right? So cute. I love it. So I do love a bucket hat. It's hard to find bucket hat patterns. I have thought many times about converting other hat patterns into bucket hat styles, or at least doing like a turned under double folded brim or a turned up folded brim. But again, I run into that same problem as I do with the headbands with the folded brims, in that because of the shape of my head, I have to fold them like way up to get them to sit properly, and then you're not really seeing that much of the design of the hat. So is it worth it? There's like so many fantastic hat designs that I adore. Beautiful textured ones, beautiful colorwork ones. But in order to make it look good for me on my head, I would lose out most of that pattern. So I think twice about knitting those things. This cloche one isn't too bad. It's not too bad. I think the blue, I don't know. I don't know about this hat. Look, like, come on, really? This is just it's not that great, is it? I just don't think it's that great. And the real beanie ones, like this, never mind that this color doesn't work for me, but like with no edge at all, I just don't think it does anything for me. So if I don't feel gorgeous and confident and happy, obviously I'm not going to wear it. I keep seeing all these hat designs where I absolutely love the texture or the color work or something about that particular hat that I really adore, but I won't wear it in a hat. So an option is I could take that design, not unlike the way I convert my wrap over shawls into a different shape that makes it more wearable for me. I could take those designs, purchase the pattern, take the design, and just reorganize it a bit so that I can knit it into an infinity cowl, which is a tube sewn into a tube. I know I keep showing you this over and over again, but I do love this design concept. And instead of knitting a hat and doing the decreased shaping for the crown, just keep knitting it as if I was knitting a super, super, super long hat, and then graft it together into an infinity cowl. So I may do that because my friend Claire is knitting this hat right now, and I love the texture on this hat. And I also, as I talked about in my last video, here's a link to the mosaic knitting last time. This is Andrea Mowry's tincture hat, and I love the look of this too. It's very clever. I actually think I might take some of each of these two and combine them into different sections into a 2-color infinity cowl. That'd be kind of cool, right? Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's move on from beanies now. And 5. Okay, this is a tough one. 5, the topic for 5 is Stephen West's mystery knit-alongs. Every year he does one, and every year I think, oh, maybe I'll join Stephen West's mystery knit-along this year. This might be the year that he actually does a design that I like. No. And I love Stephen West. Stephen West has many patterns that I absolutely adore. But some of his designs are just way too avant-garde for me. Too many colors, too many bold combinations of colors and patterns. It's just not my taste. And I know I could tell they're super interesting to knit, but even then, as I'm knitting through them, I would still feel a bit cringy for me about the color combinations. And I'm just going to talk in a second about changing up colors, about not choosing patterns just because of the colors. There's a way around this. So here are the last 3, 2021, 2022, and 2023 of Stephen's mystery knit-alongs. And, you know, they have been knit by thousands of people. And people get very excited about his mystery knit-along. So I know there's a huge fan base out there who loves his stuff. And that's great. If that's your thing, by all means, MCAL with Stephen to your heart's content. Love you, Stephen. It's just these designs are not for me. And sometimes I've thought, okay, maybe it's just the colors that are a problem. Maybe I just need something toned down, more neutral, more tonal, less contrasty, a little more in my wheelhouse. But here's the thing. I used my monotone camera trick to take a look at some of Stephen's designs to see if I took the color, can I imagine it in a different colorway, and do I still like the design combination without the colors? So I've done this for shawlography. So here's the colored version of shawlography. And here I took the pattern and put a black and white filter on it. And here it is in black and white. And when I look at this, I'm looking at it completely in black and white. And there's still something about the combination of textures and patterns that doesn't speak to me. I feel like it's interesting and it's graphic and I should like it, but I just don't. It's just not my thing. So that one's not going to work. And then I tried the twists and turns, which is the one he did in 2022, twists and turns. And again, I thought, okay, well, maybe if I take the color away and just look at the design itself, it might appeal to me. But no, it still doesn't. It's the shapes, the combination of the stripes and the chevrons. And Stephen has some chevrons that I absolutely adore. I'll show you those in a sec. But there's something about the pointiness of this and the wings and the twists and turns in twists and turns just don't turn me on. What can I say? They just don't. However, here's a couple of designs of his. There's the brioche chevron. There's a shawl and a blanket version of this. And even his sort of, bright Stephen-y colorway isn't terrible, but when I take the color out and switch it over to just black and white, now I'm really intrigued by this. And I think I could apply a colorway to this gorgeous design that would really be something special for me. And because this one is already a rectangle shape, I can quite easily convert it into one of my wraparound variations of a different shaped shawl. So if you're curious about my wraparound conversions, there's a link up here right now that will take you to that series of patterns about how I convert different shawl shapes into very wearable wraparound. So Stephen, love you. He has lots of textured designs that I love, and he has colorwork designs that I love. I just can't get on side with his really super avant-garde, fashion-forwardy stuff. It's just not me. So this is my Grace Notes pullover by Joji Locatelli. It's a shape and design that I absolutely love. I love cables. I love twisted stitches. I love V-necks. I love a gradient. I love the totally Nicole blue, obviously, which is what this is. I wear this sweater all the time, probably 10 times more than most of the other sweaters in my closet. You want these happy knitting outcomes to not happen by accident. It's worth putting the time and energy into really being objective and critical about a design before you start knitting it. Okay, I promised you a pattern that I do want to knit that is trending. I see it everywhere. I've seen it talked about in all the podcasts, and I absolutely adore it. It's so cute. And it is the emotional support chicken. If you haven't seen the emotional support chicken yet, you really need. I'm going to put the link down below. You need to go click on this and take a look. I've seen it in a bunch of podcasts recently, and holy crow, it's adorable. It's just garter stitch. It's knit flat and crocheted up or sewn up and stuffed with safety eyes. Not a tough knit. Great way to use up scraps. It's got so many pluses, and it's adorable. It's like a squishy, cuddly, stuffy for you, or a child, or a friend, or whoever you want to give it to. But frankly, I just want one for me. And no, Oscar, you can't have my emotional support chicken. Maybe you'll get your own. Not out of cashmere. Okay, there you have it, folks. 5 popular patterns I won't be knitting, and one that I definitely will. And a few tips on how to adjust your mindset a bit so that you can choose the best projects for your personal style. And remember, knitting is not just about following trends. It's about creating pieces that you can be proud of and bring you joy and increase your knitting confidence. So what are some popular patterns you won't be knitting? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you had a good time, please give me a thumbs up and boop the subscribe button and do all that stuff. Until next time, keep those needles clicking. If you want to watch more of me doing pattern selection, check out this video down here. This is the episode where I talked about what I was going to cast on next. And I go through a whole bunch of very cool patterns in there. So until next time, keep those needles clicking with some martini flair, and hope to see you soon. Bye for now.